Okay, I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teacheth the Bible in 100% truth. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes of Israel, especially the 144,000 who consist of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans in the land of the Americas, as well as the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners living amongst the other nations. Shalom to you. Yes, so you know what I'm going to say. You got this particular person on the screen, and you know, you've all had to see what he's had to say for himself over the last 24 hours. He's had quite a week, this young man, and it's it's pretty much culminated in this hour. I mean, you know, I couldn't watch the whole thing. I had to kind of flick through it. You know, I heard what was going on. I went to see. I mean, it's, you know, this his week now. All the things he's had to say, all these little outbursts he's had during the week. The Most High has put in different demons on him through that time to respond and say the things he's doing, and it's accumulated in this little melodramatic scenario that you probably witnessed. If you haven't, I'll leave the link for this in the description box. And so this is, you know, it looks like, you know, we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, he could try and make a comeback or whatever. I've seen worse, but you know, this an end to yet another false prophet. Um, so you know, I was going to go into Romans 1 actually in the previous video regarding this particular person, Alazar, you see on the screen, who was a member of Sakari, is now not. Um, was going to go into it, and then I kind of, that was, I think, like it says, what's today? Monday. So that was, I think, Saturday night. But, you know, I kind of left it. But, you know, lo and behold, the Most High has given me a good reason to go straight back to that particular scripture, and it fits the scenario well. You seem, you know, like I say, you've seen what's been going on. If you don't, I'm not going to go into it too much detail. But this particular person, um, you know, for whatever reason, someone behind the scenes, um, I don't know if someone's put pressure on him or certain scenarios got out of control for him, and he's having to make this, if you like, confession video. And then so, you know, then from that point onwards, you've got people who are like, oh well, you know, oh don't worry, brother, you know, pick your head up, this, that, and the other. And then you've got, you know, people saying, well, you know, don't watch all that. It's just acting. You know, why would you just, you know, he cried. I mean, you're a grown man crying on live on, you know, on YouTube. I mean, what's that about? I mean, you know, if you was my friend, I'd slap you straight away and say, what are you doing? But either way, you know, you done what you done, and then obviously you got some people saying, oh, it's all a bit of a show, it's a bit of a melodramatic melodrama, like a saga, you know, like a soap opera. You know, what's going to happen now? He's quit. He was crying. He's quit. It was because of this. What's going on? What's going to happen next week? Tune in next week, and we see what goes on. But in these scenarios, you know, I always, when there's a lot of voices talking, I always tend to just go cut straight to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. The scriptures tell you that, you know, man's goings are of the Lord. So you know, however the situation comes about, however you got there, what you got to realize is the situation you're in is a situation that the Most High has put you in. And sometimes we get into a situation and we marvel, how did I get here? And that's the Most High. He put you there. He moved you like a chess piece, and he he did the same thing with this particular character that you see on the screen. This is, you know, what you've seen, witnessed, is the work of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Man's goings are of the Lord. The Most High Yahweh, you know, his true name, his actual name is Yahweh. However, he has many titles, one of them being God Almighty. You need to translate that back to, I think it's Paleo Hebrew, and you come back to Al Shaja, demon like power. And so this is where you start to realize this thing isn't a joke. We come out here, we break down these scriptures, we talk to you about this living power, how he's going to come back, he's going to have this day of judgment. This is not a joke. You got all these people in the world, they like to act bad. Everybody wants to act bad. Even when I watch Al-Azhar, you've got all this paraphernalia, you've got the hat. What's all this? This is to create an image, um, and ultimately, this is part of the world. The world wants to act bad, but when it comes to the day of the Lord, you're gonna find out who's bad. You've got the word bad in the dictionary. You have a terminology. You can go and look that up. Or you've got like Michael Jackson bad, and in that song, obviously, he asks, "Who's bad?" Well, this is what's going to happen on the day of the Lord. Who's bad? The Most High is going to break the sky. Yahweh Shai is going to come, and Jacob's trouble leading up to it is going to be a time like never been seen before. Well, the Most High is going to be a day like never been seen before, and it's going to be a day that's going to top everything that happened in Jacob's trouble. So you don't really want it with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You don't want it with Allah Shaja, demon-like power. And people think of this term demon, and they think of a devil, red devil with horns. The word demon actually goes back to, if you like, mind controlling entity. So when you hear the name Allah Shaja, Yahweh, aka Allah Shaja, demon like power, that's what it means. Demon meaning mind controlling entity. Now, a demon, an angel, the same thing. They basically come with a message. The issue for you is what message, and then that's where we then get into using the phrases angel or demon. But ultimately, a demon is a mind controlling entity. Um, you think about it, you have a physical body, you're born, but there's also a spirit in you, and the spirit functions in you within the body. So your spirit is in your body. You realize, oh, this is my body, and I can do this and I can do that, and you learn to use it. But then the scriptures tell you don't get too attached to that body, because it's just a suit, and you'll lose it when you die. You go back to the spirit world, come back in another life with a new suit. So you think that mind controlling entity that's in your body that gives you consciousness, and that's why you're sitting here listening and thinking things. You have a conscience. That's, well, where's that? Where's that in your brain? How do we turn that off? How can we disconnect that from everything else? That's something Esau's looking into, but ultimately, we understand what a demon is. So Ala Shaja, so then when people think about that, they then think of like, oh, I'm walking in the field and I'm seeing ghosts. I'm lying in bed and I keep seeing shadows. But there's also another aspect, which is the aspect that I generally tend to concentrate on, and that is the aspect of the mind controlling power. See, when the demon like power is not a power that's going to send you ghosts in a white bed sheet, with two eye holes. It's sending a spirit to work on your mind and to play with your mind, to act as thoughts, and then herein lies you live in your life. You have certain temptations, things come into your mind. Who brings the temptation? The Alashaja, demon like power, brings in the demon into your mind, makes you consider something, gives you the choice, the chance to be tempted, the choice to turn it down, the choice not to turn it down. And then the Most High can send another spirit to you to fight against it. You see, you have these, and this is where if you like, you have all these thoughts. We have our own spirit, our own soul, but then we have these thoughts, and these thoughts can mess a man up to the point where you then find yourself going live to what here says here 18,893 people talking about how you had your batty cheeks clapped by your woman. Now, there's a lot of other stuff that was said. It ended up in a grown man crying his eyes out. Whether that's real or fake, I ain't really too fussed. Bottom line is, at what point does a man decide that it's a good idea for me to sit here on live and cry? I just don't get it. So, but this is what the Most High will do to you. This is what the Most High will do to you. Um, of all the things he's been saying, my question to this person now is, what are you saying now? What are you saying? You had all this stuff to say, particularly about the scriptures, particularly about certain people who are teaching the scriptures, and the result is you've done this. Like I say, people could then get into the argument, oh, it's because this happened and that happened, and she said that and he said that, and because this. I mean, even I was looking at this guy thinking, didn't he used to have like two wives? I'm sure he had like two wives at one point, but now it turns out that you got a wife that's you know banging you rather than you banging her. What's that about? So I don't want to get into all that. I mean, that's just all ghetto personal shit, your closet shit. That's the type of stuff you leave at your closet. You don't go to work and start talking about these types of things to people. You go be professional. Well, at the same time, we're here to do a job for the Most High. We're going to do it professionally as well as sincerely. You can have a joke here and there and whatever else, but nobody's coming up here to talk about how we got here. And everybody's had problems. Do you know how many people have had? And okay, there are different levels of problems. People as a child, maybe get abused, but some people have other problems. Some people have other things. We're all affected as adults in certain ways because of the things that happen to us, but we're not all breaking down crying about it. Um, I know Apostle Gabar previously went into the fact that he made a statement. Alazar made a statement how he always lives he's like in this delusional state. Well, yeah, wouldn't you be in a delusional state if in the night time you're getting smashed from the back by your missus, and then in the morning you're preaching the word? I'd go home feeling delusional, thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing this? But this is what it is. You see, demon-like power, ala shaja, all those thoughts, all those choices, all those things entering into your mind. What are you gonna do? Is anybody gonna find out? We all found out. We all know what you're doing. The Most High made it known. He revealed the secrets to the prophets, but this one, he put on live to 18,000 people. Well, it's gone up. It's going up as we speak. 18,957. So Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai done you for for what you did, what you say, everything that he's done. He basically he's first of all he's saying all these certain things. He's throwing slander basically at GMS. I'm not really going to get into that because I'm not actually a part of GMS, so it's not really for me to get into. But you see him do certain things. If you watch my video, I'll give double honors to the elders of GMS. Um, so obviously, from what I believe that they got the truth, they believe teaching the correct thing, and then obviously I see someone like this saying certain things which I don't know anybody from GMS. I don't know what's going on. I don't know their. I know more about Alazar than I do know about anybody from GMS because Alazar just spent an hour just telling you all his bullshit on. I keep saying TV on. I wanted to say TV on YouTube. So, but the bottom line is, I just want to hear the truth. So, you get people who come with like personal accusations, this, that, and the other. You know, I've done certain things. I haven't done heinous things. I've done nothing heinous. I ain't done harm nobody or nothing like that. But I've done certain things that I'm not gonna come up here and sit here and talk about. But you try and use that against me. It shows what level you have to go to. But people do that. But he's known for that. He's also known for um, knocking Apostle Paul, saying that Apostle Paul's writings aren't aren't right. Well, again, it's back to that delusional state. And if you're getting smashed, you're getting your ass cheeks smashed by your missus, and then you're reading Apostle Paul, talking about natural use. What are you gonna do? You're gonna sit there and rubbish off Apostle Paul. But then sometimes you might argue with your woman, and then sometimes you go back to arguing against people about Apostle Paul. Delusional state, demon-like power, Allah Shaja. He's fucked you up, basically. He sent demons onto you. One of those demons told you can be a prophet. Another demon told you can make money. Another demon told you can make this cool. With everything that you got, the paraphernalia, the hat, all this, that, the other. You know, despite the fact that he actually looks like he. I mean, what's this? What's going on here? I noticed. You click on his face, and he just looks fucking stoned all the time. Like, I don't know. There was another one here. Look at this. What's going on here? What's going on for real, man? This geezer's buzzing, man. You're buzzing. You know what it is? It's Allah Shaja. In his brain is like a fucking jailhouse of demons, and they're all locked in, and they're all doing stuff, and he don't know what way to turn. That's why one minute you're a prophet, next minute you're fucking whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. What do you call it? What do you call? It's just a weirdo. To me, it's just a weirdo. It's just not natural, is it? Letting a woman do those types of things. I mean, there's other stuff in there, but that one just killed it, man. And people will say, "Oh no, but it wasn't a man; it was a woman." So what? That makes it all right. So what is that? Is that passage that you got at the back there? Is that what it's designed for? No, it's not. So I mean, how can you even? I don't know. But anyway, it's making me go off what I was thinking. But yeah, he's knocking all these. He likes to just. He's like I say, he's knocking Apostle Paul. He's delusional. He's because Apostle Paul is directly talking about what he's doing in his personal life. That's where you've seen this, and now it's all just a mess. Al Shadja, he's got that melting pot inside his brain, and all these demons. And like I say, and there you go. That's Al Shadja, working his magic. Um, so saying all those things basically. Who? I mean, he's not. He's obviously knocking. He's knocking somebody from the scriptures directly. He's knocking Apostle Paul. He even, I think they branch into knocking, to dis, I say disrespecting, but saying that they're not sure about Apostle Paul. They're not sure about Jude. I think it was, or James. They've gone into. They're starting to go into other aspects of the scriptures. Obviously, the Most High is slowly taking it away from him, um, if that's what's happening. But who are these people that you're knocking? We believe the elder apostles, of GMS, maybe those the prophets of before or whatever. But that's our belief. We can't actually prove that. But you see, the people that he's talking about, that actually in the book, it's proven, it's written, it's done, it's there. You can't change it. But yet he's going to come along and start offending these people. If Apostle Paul was here today, listening to him, going on about how he thinks are his your words aren't gospel. Apostle Paul would be sitting there going, what? When did you meet Yahushai? Apostle Paul can tell you, I met Yahushai, I've met him. How many people can turn around and say the same thing? But yet you got this guy that comes along, blah blah blah, with his cap on sideways and whatever else, half hip hop, half prophet, half rapper or whatever. And next thing he's like, nah, I was scrolling through this book and I just realised Apostle Paul, we can't really worry about him too much. Fuck you, man. End of the day, and now we know why. Because when you were going home, you were getting smashed up the batty. So you back into that delusional state, ala shaja. You know what? What am I doing? You don't. And this is where it's come to. It's come to this point. So, like I say, you can sit there and fit all these scenarios, and he said this and she said that, and that's why he did this, and he had to get there first. Forget all that. The Most High made you did do that, and when you work on that level of thinking, it's very easy to see everything and how it plays out, why it plays out that way. And at the same time, you give the credit to the Most High for that by in your mind putting it in that aspect, and then He opens up your mind more. You see, you got to work in this aspect back and forth in order to grow, and grow in the spirit, and understand it, and be able to work with it. But I mean, I'll just pick one here. You got Mark 9:42 says, "And whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me." So you didn't don't they teach? I don't know. I don't. I know they did at one point. They taught Alazar or Sakari. They taught that you shouldn't worship Yahweh Shai. And so he clearly, obviously, doesn't believe in him the way that his true believers do. Yet he's offending them. He's offending the ones that are written in the book. The names are there. He pulls them out. He picks them out to you. He says, "Nah, Paul." He offends Paul. And Paul's a believer in Yahweh Shai. He offends whoever else, Jude or James or whoever else it was. Says it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he were cast into the sea. Right? So he's come out and if Apostle Paul was here today, he'd be offended by what he's hearing. He probably, Apostle Paul ain't going to worry too much because he's going to look at him and go, well, at some point, for saying what you're saying, the Most High's going to judge you for it. And lo and behold, you just witnessed it. I know obviously other people are throwing up curses and whatever else. This is why the Most High had to take action because I've got all these people calling on the same guy all at once. I have to just take him out, just get rid of him. And it says, "Whosoever shall offend one of these little ones," so he's openly offending people that are written in the book. That believe in me, it shall be better. So let me ask you a question. What would you rather, now I'll give you two options, okay? One option is I'm going to hang a millstone around your neck and throw you to the bottom of the sea. That's one option for you. Your second option, okay, so imagine Allah Shadja gives you this option. He's a demon like power. So he says, I'm going to make you wake up in the morning and do one of these two things. And you choose. A, you tie a millstone around your neck and you throw it into the sea and you follow the millstone into the sea. Or you go on live and you tell everybody you got smashed up the batty by your woman. What would you rather do? I know what I'd rather do. I'd go, give me that millstone. I'm going to the bottom of the sea. And that's why it says, whosoever shall offend one of these little ones that believe in me shouldn't go around openly offending these people. And the most I can hear you, he's a live power. This is what Apostle Paul was trying to remind you. He's a live power. He's not just a picture on the wall. It says it is better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he were cast into the sea. Well, give me an example. Well, one example is, the Most High might make you end up going on live and telling everybody that your wife is a sexual deviant, and she's a predator on you. I swear, this guy didn't he have? I swear he had two wives a few years back. I don't know, but it's Yahweh Bashim Hawashai is bad. He'll do that to you. Demon like power. You don't, you watch a James Bond movie and to catch one guy and to punish or judge one guy, 1,000 people got to die. Everybody dies in the shopping mall just for James Bond to catch this one guy. The Most High don't need to do that. He don't need to harm anybody. He doesn't need to ruffle anybody's feathers. He'll do it to you and you alone. And he'll put stuff into your brain that will just fuck you up. You sit here, think about this. You sit here preaching all these things. Yeah, the Most High's against this, against that, against that. You hate these things with a passion. It's your spirit. That's why you're teaching it. But the Most High can make you wake up in the morning and go and do one of those heinous acts. And then you'll be there in the midst asking, why am I doing this? And that's what he is. That's what Alazar turned out to be. That's the your end result in this ministry. Like I said, unless he makes some miraculous comeback, you never know. He might come in riding on a horse behind old Bishop Nate and make that comeback. But I don't know. But yeah, Romans 1, unbelief and its consequences. Well, he doesn't believe in Yahweh Shai because he's told you you don't have to worship him. If you don't have to worship him, that means you don't give respect to what he did for you, and so then you don't believe in what he did for you. You don't believe in what he did for you. What's he coming for you for? Is he really coming for you in the first place? Romans 1 and 18 says, "For the wrath of the Most High is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men." Um, and getting smashed up the backside is unrighteous, is ungodliness. He says, "Who hold the truth in unrighteousness?" So did he not hold the truth? He was holding the truth, but he was holding it in unrighteousness because he was preaching one thing. He was a hypocrite. But yet when he went home and the lights went out, you know, we can forget about Apostle Paul, because if I think about Apostle Paul while I'm going through this act, it's going to mess my head up, and I've already got a lot of thoughts, and I don't know where to go with it. So let's just cut Apostle Paul out. That's what he was on. It says, "Because that which may be known of the Most High is manifest in them, for the Most High have showed it unto them." It says, "For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made. It says, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse." So he knows it all. He's been shown it. Um, he's had closer encounter, or able to get a better, more one-on-one teaching from the elder apostles of GMS than I have. But so, so you can't tell me the Most High never showed him. It says, because that when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations. So he told you don't have to worship Yahweh Shai. He's unthankful. They neither were thankful. They weren't he wasn't thankful. It says, but became vain in his imaginations. So now he's saying, yeah, I can make money out of this ministry. I can wear my cap. I can go home. I can let my woman smash me. It don't matter. It says, and their foolish heart was darkened. And now there you go. It's darkened with all and you can see by the actions he's taking. It says, professing themselves to be wise, telling people, oh, you don't have to worry about Apostle Paul. The men of GMS are this, that, and the other, whatever else. It says they became fools. And now we're looking at him. This man is a fool. He's a fool for many reasons. And it's all depicted in that in that 1 hour. The Most High showed us. There you go. I'll show you that this man's really a fool. Romans 1 and 23 says, "Change the glory of the uncorruptible Most High into an image made like to a corruptible man." You see, do you really think the Most High would have one of his true prophets out here going home getting smashed, making money out of the ministry, wearing his cap sideways? See, you knew all this stuff, and you took it, the glory of the uncorruptible Most High, into an image made like a corruptible man. And you see him sitting there with his cap. You're a corruptible image. He was so corruptible. The Most High showed you he's so corruptible. I put thoughts into his brain, into his woman's brain, and they'll act it out. That's how corruptible he was. The Most High just showed you. It says, and to birds, and to four-footed beasts, and creeping things. It says, wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts. There you have it. It says, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. You could just shut the book there. This is made for you. I told you I was going to read this in the previous video, and I said, nah, I ain't going to go that far on you. End of the day, I kind of feel sorry for him, because I just go, oh, well, the Most High just put that demon on you, just talking out your ass. You don't really know it. You're trying to catch a bit of pee at the same time. But all we saw is you catch demons from Al Shaja. And so now reading this is perfect. It says, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, because he's showing you, I'm a prophet. This is what we do. Boom, boom, boom. But he's a liar. He showed, look, he's a liar now. Imagine if we all came out like that. What would these people think? They wouldn't be worried. You go to the Book of Revelation. It says, oh, they were worried because these two prophets stood upon their feet. Blah blah blah. Do you think they'd be worried if we all started making videos like Alazar? They wouldn't be worried anymore. They'd be like, don't worry about these people. They'd be done soon. You see, but he's not one of them men. He never was one of them men. It says, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. It says, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affection. And having your batty ridden out by an object is just vile as a man. I don't give a shit. Um, Point blank. Oh, but it was his woman. I don't give a shit. Put them both to death, man. Fuck them both off. It says, for even their woman did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And so, yeah, you think about the alphabet, woman, woman, man, man, but these are man and woman, and they still fucking got it wrong. It's like, no, no, you're supposed to be this way, and you're supposed to be fucking hell. And that's the natural use. They changed the natural use. Allah Shaja sent a demon into his brain. I said, what are you saying? You're going to do it? And he's so weak. He said, yeah. And that was it. That's the end of the story. And so the Most High just sat there and said, yeah, you know what? I'll let you just manifest in that for a little bit. I'll get you to keep preaching the word at the same time, even though you're doing it wrong. I'll slowly start to remove bits from you. I'll fuck your head up with these demons in the meantime. I'll get you to have these outbursts at GMS and at Apostle Paul. And then I'll make you break down. And then I'll make you do it because you had to do it before this person did it. And then you can explain to people it's because you had problems as a child. Everybody had fucking problems as a child. I don't give a shit. Not everybody, I know not everybody was abused, or not everybody had this or that, or some people grew up with a mother that was a fucking heroin addict or whatever. I didn't have that. But everybody had problems, trust me. So, we're not all standing up here crying about it. It says, the Most High gave them up to vile affection, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. So his woman decided to strap it on and come from behind. It says, and likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman. Because what you're supposed to be sticking it in her, but now here it is, you're bending over. Fucking, that's him to a T. It says, burned in their lust one towards another. Obviously, it's talking about the alphabet, but even their lust, their unnatural lust. Listen, let me tell you something, yeah? You may be married with a woman. You may be together for 50, 100 years. I don't give a shit. She may be a virgin, right? But when you, when you get together in your bedroom and the man says, yeah, I'm going to bend over, just hit me. And the woman's strapping up, going, yeah, don't worry, I'm going to smash it real good. That's not natural. I don't give a shit. Oh, but we didn't commit adultery. Oh, but it's in between man and woman. I don't give a damn. It's not natural. And like, if put it this way, do you think that's going to be happening in the kingdom of heaven? Women calling up their men saying, yeah, I want it up the batty tonight. No, they're not going to say that. Or men saying, yeah, I want to be, I want you to do it to me this time. That's not going to happen. So it's not natural. I don't care if it's however good you got everything going on and how perfect everything is. You do that one thing, it's nasty. It says, and it's it's the unnatural use. But these two do burn in their lust towards one another. That's why they did it in the unnatural way. But anyway, men with men working that which is unseemly and receiving in themselves a recompense of their error, which was me. Don't even get me started on that. The worldwide alphabet crew. They need to go as well. So, even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, we can forget about Apostle Paul because he's in that deluded state of mind because he's going home getting smashed and then he's preaching the word and then Apostle Paul's fucking his head up with the words and then Allah Shaja is sending more demons into his brain and now he just don't know what's going on, but he's got this temptation and she's chatting shit and Apostle Paul's words and I don't know and this and that and repent. He's just fucked. You're fucked. You're gone. I forgot what I was reading. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. That's a reprobate mind. Watch that video if you haven't seen it for an hour, and an example of a reprobate mind. Yeah, he knows when the new moon is on the Sabbath. Yeah, he understands the MOTB. But so what? He tells you that all this other shit he tells you. So what difference does it make? I don't want to hear people with 5%, 10, 50, 75. I want 100. You know, the 100% truth. You know what it is with 100% truth? You can't hide. Because first of all, you will get the name of the Most High. You will understand how He controls the earth and how you keep coming back in reincarnation. You will understand judgment. You will understand the why the world is the way it is. This is truth, and we give it to you. But then you can't be all that and then go home and be a liar. It don't make sense because then now you're not truthful, and then so when you try to play those two sides, it just doesn't work. You know, you can't serve, the Most High and Satan at the same time. So they have a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness. You know, he did, you know, he in the last week he showed all these things. You know, with the money, the covetousness. Why are you trying to make money at the ministry? You're malicious towards your teachers that taught you what you know. It's full of envy, murder. Well, he did, okay, he didn't murder no one. I'll let you off that one. Debate. You know, loves a debate, deceit. Well, you've been lying for years. This whole time you've been pretending to be a prophet, but actually you've been whatever that is. I don't know what you call that. What do you call that? What do you call a man that takes it like that? I don't know. I don't really want to know. But it's deceitful to act like that. Um, Malignity and whisperers. Malignity. I didn't even look that up. Let's have a look. Um, Cac- Cacoithea. Let me play the.
Strong's G 2550. Kakaethea. Kakaethea.
There you go. Cacoithea. Bad character, depravity of heart and life. I mean, end of the day, when you're coming up with all these, you're trying to cut the scriptures out. You have to start being like that. That's you have to. Your brain has to start working in that way to come up with it. People can say, "Oh no, he's just trying to do the right thing. He's just a bit lost." Nah, you're thinking of ways to cut out scriptures and the meaning of the scriptures to justify in your head why you do the things you do in your own life, and then you're teaching that to people, to thousands by the thousands. So the Most High fucked you. He fucked you up. Bottom line. Backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High. So he knows about it. He's read about it plenty of times. I'm pretty sure he can quote scripture upon scripture. It says that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. You know, he says, "Oh, I'm not doing that now. I've repented." Yeah, well, we don't know, and that's between you and the Most High. But my suggestion is, whatever you do from now on, just don't do it online. You've quit. Just leave it, and then we can just see you off from there. Say thank you for your services. Goodbye. There has to be stumbling blocks, and at some point, the Most High takes them away. So, we're getting close to that time. You got IUIC still on the agenda. So we'll see what happens very soon. But anyway, I'll leave you with this one. This is Capleton. See, we're the Israelites. You've heard of us, right? But these lot are the Iriites. And what it is, the scriptures tell us that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, what do you call it? Our people are, they have zeal for the Most High, but they lack the knowledge. And this is a prime example. And so what you're going to hear incorrect, the knowledge that this, in this song. I'm going to leave the link for this description. This is for Alazar. I'm going to play you out on this one. But I'm not going to play it because of copyright. So you can play it yourself if you want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to listen to it. But what it is it's the Iriites, it's Capleton. Now the zeal, there's definitely the zeal of the Most High, and the same message that we present is the same message you're going to hear in this. They catch too much feelings. and XYZ. But obviously his knowledge is lacking because he gives you the wrong name. So you know these Rastafarians, I want to go about Irie and Selassie. These are false idols, gods. Fuck them idols, basically. They can't do you nothing. They can't do you no harm, no power. They're not there. Fuck Irie and fuck basically Selassie. Just to be clear, you know it's all about Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai. But and this is his people. But you know his people are, you know, they have the zeal, but they lack the knowledge of the Most High. So you know, you got it. Obviously, you're gonna hear the song. We live in this world, so you have to kind of have to deal with it. So you're gonna hear it, and he's gonna pull out the wrong name. But listen to the lyrics, and um, and you see what he's got to say. He's definitely got the zeal. So I'm gonna leave it right there. Until next time, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakak, Wadash. Until next time, Shalom.